All right, welcome to another episode of Panther Airsoft Holding Table Talk. You got me, Poi, as the host. We got, let's go, wait, what are you guys wearing?
The
We got,
conversation is about iPro, is it not?
yes, it is. We got Tack. Sorry, Mac. That was Mac. That was Mac up there. Say hi.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm ready
And,
to go.
and we got Tack.
Hey guys, Jack here, ready to go.
And Elliot is not here to join us. He is at the field working right now. But this is whoa, episode 4. Oh my god. Funny because wasn't Matt and Tim's show, the Airsoft show, stopped at episode 4? I don't want to, jab at them, but yeah, next episode we're gonna beat them.
That's all right.
I don't know.
That's all right.
I don't know if that grave is filled in yet. Let's just let's let some time. Maybe we'll get some Walking Dead action here, and some zombies will come back. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe if a couple people noticed, we had Tim
yeah.
hiding out there in that in our
Well,
latest
I'm just
video.
saying, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I've
You know?
seen Tim at the field lately. I
Mhm.
did see a combat reporter out there a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
okay? So I
Mhm.
like
They're still around. They're still around, which is great.
Yeah, so hopefully we're
Who
looking
knows
forward
what's
to
going
seeing
on?
some of that.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what's coming out in the future
All
here?
right. So you
I
might
did
notice.
see a box though.
Yeah, yeah, they did do an unboxing. That's for sure.
There you go. There you go. See,
Something
I only
either
saw a
either
box, so I wasn't
unboxing
sure.
or some sort of reporter. I don't. Yeah, they just
I feel
show
like
up.
there's a bit of both.
Yeah. You guys might be wondering why we're wearing iPros. As you can see there, we got 3 different kinds here. Not only do we look great,
Speak for yourself, boy.
but that's one of the topics we're gonna talk about in a bit here. But yeah, I'm gonna take this off. Yeah.
Does that,
Well,
does that mean we're good?
Yeah, we're good. You can take it off, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I see.
There you go. Okay. So,
All right, that's a little better.
yeah, it's a little bit like it was the reflection was too much for me.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I wore that on my face for 40 hours.
Same with me, but eye protection's eye protection. So what's happening at the field for you guys? You guys are there the most. What are there like small talks, rants, news, stories, anything that field?
I'll go first, Jack.
Yeah, go.
well,
Yeah,
I've
yeah. No,
definitely-
you go ahead.
So things that I've seen, I've definitely seen a player increase here. I know we're just coming out of post-COVID kind of phase 2 situation and everything. We just kind of opened up a few weeks ago, but I'm seeing a lot of new faces that I didn't see before, or I'm seeing faces that I did see before, and they're bringing along friends and stuff because again, there's not much to do right now. You can't go anywhere really. So it's really nice that Panther is open and able to accommodate the health guidelines and everything like that by separating people into groups, so there's not too many people playing, and just trying our best here to make sure everyone keeps their distance because it's not over yet, but we are doing good as a province and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, it's just I definitely seen some film and heard some rumors about some film. Maybe the industry and stuff. I don't know specifically about Panther and everything. I just know that we are a really awesome location that numerous projects have been shot at their at location and everything, and we benefit a lot every time they come by. So here's my fingers crossed that hopefully we get some
New structures?
more,
Heck yeah.
some new structures or something like that.
What was
That'd be really
that?
cool.
What was that? Cabin number 3?
Hey,
Exactly.
you can never go wrong with extra buildings. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly.
No, we
Exactly.
gotta thank them for all that work that they put in, and as well as keeping Panther alive and
Yeah.
lively with
Of
all
course.
kinds of different things that they had in there. It's amazing. Um, for me, we had what's a story? There was one incident where that's why we're talking about the topic today is there's that one incident where some guy had a face mesh and as well as like really really bad not sealed glasses. So don't be that guy. Always get
Oh,
your
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you're
Always
yeah.
talking
get
That was
about
that. Boy, you and
PUBG.
me caught that.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
you're
caught
talking about
that.
Yeah,
PUBG knockoff.
Yeah, the
yeah. That was
PUBG
actually
helmet
really.
with the face shield. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we
Mhm.
said on our previous stream, and as well as we're gonna reiterate it in our topics is yeah, check your iPro.
Mhm.
Check
Yeah.
them iPro right away. Or have us check it because
Hmm.
if you go in there and then there's a malfunction, yeah, that's not a good
Well,
idea.
and not to rag on that guy, right? Just because, like, I mean, he looked excited to play. He had the right gear. He was ready to go, and it sucks because it's a really common mistake and everything like that, where a lot of people will just mix up the steps. They're gonna spend super big dollars on the gun, or they're gonna get all the gear, and then all of a sudden you're looking back, and it's like, what am I gonna play with, and that's definitely a main point when it comes to playing
Yeah,
this game, because again, you only get two eyes and you do not want to lose one.
yeah.
Mhm.
Another one that I saw was how well organized everybody is in terms of lining up for games, and as well as like
Oh
when a
yeah.
game fills up, you just jump into the next one. And I
Mhm.
know there are like special people out there that think they're special and they can jump into a game. No, we're not allowing you to do that. Just making sure and just letting you know that
Mhm.
you're jumping into a game. There is a limit. What is it? 25 per game.
Per side,
So
Yeah,
yeah.
per
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So don't be that guy who just jumps in and makes the team unbalanced and as well as like makes the game or makes the team much bigger than it's supposed to be. You're
One
giving the
doesn't even
refs
know the game rules, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
you're giving the
well,
refs
and
a hard time.
exactly, and on
Mhm.
top of that, we know who you are because we have our system in place. So when you just jump in and we see that unbalance, we deal with that.
Yeah.
It's just we're, y- there's no
Yeah.
point in trying to break the rules. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
I wanna like emphasize on when the referee calls airsoft, like come on in, like run in there right away. Don't be late.
hmm
Listen, especially the game speeches at the very beginning. Like don't be late for that one. What's his I don't know his real name. Doc.
yeah,
Does a really good like briefing at the very beginning regards to COVID-19 and why it's important to keep your social distancing. Yeah, he does a
hmm
really good job every morning explaining to us what's going on and such. So it's nice to hear from him. You know, what we're doing is actually is good.
hmm
But yeah, like please come in, line up, pick a square, and listen into the game speech, and as well as like the referees do a really good job trying to explain the rules. It's just there's one or two people that don't listen once in a while or just jump in to a game and
hmm
kind of ruin it for everybody because of the fact that you weren't listening to the game speech. Yeah. So, like once they call it in, please jump in right away. Don't be late. Don't be that guy that's late. And if you are late, you're not going to be able to jump in. I mean, that's it. You're going to have to wait for the next game. The refs are doing their job, and do your part in coming in so that you don't ruin everybody else's game. All right. Like,
Exactly. As
yeah,
hard as it is for people to have some responsibility, right? Like, it's just like, everyone's trying to be safe right now. It's still, like this is I hate to like be the dramatic one and say like, these are unprecedented times, but it's like,
yeah,
you know, like I don't think any of us have gone through something like this before. So like whether it's serious, whether it's real, whether it's a danger to you or to your family and stuff like that. It's just like we're all here to play and have fun, and the staff is doing an amazing job trying to accommodate all of these changes and stuff on the fly. Because again, no one's ever done this before. So yeah, again, what Poy's saying there, it's really great and I appreciate the ones that are following the rules and everything like that, and then to the ones that aren't, it's we do know who you are.
hmm hmm
yeah,
Yeah, you fill out a waiver.
yeah. And that's another thing as well. Please, when you come in, please fill out the online waiver.
The
I know
online waivers, oh
there
my
are
god.
some people that do forget to
hmm
fill it up. But yes, if you're listening to this, please, I'm sure you already do, but please fill out a waiver. when you come in, so that we know how many people are coming in. We know if we're gonna need
Exactly.
extra referees and stuff like that. So fill out your waiver, come in on time, listen to game speech. I think that's enough of that. Do you guys hear any news lately or anything like that that's rippling through the airsoft world?
Yeah.
Well, like news and stuff like that. It's just things I've noticed like before we get into the news part, just for like the field and stuff,
Oh,
is
yep.
you can tell there's like how can I put this? Like the community is growing. Just because right now we aren't having any rentals, so because of that, every person that you see out there is a gun or an airsoft gun owner. So that means that every person
To
out
an
there,
extent.
well,
Come
every
on, like,
person
like every
would.
gun is owned, but it's like, a lot. Like I'm saying, I see a lot of first time players that are coming out right now.
Yeah, I do see
Yes,
them
we aren't
too.
offering
Yeah.
rentals, but we like, the community is amazing. They're bringing their friends, they're bringing
Mhm.
their guns, their gear.
Well,
So,
yeah,
shine a light on that. Come on,
well,
Tag.
well, yeah, but besides that, the community's growing, right? And
Right.
the gameplay is different from a rental versus a person who owns their gun, and it's clearly you can see that like the clear atmosphere change right now, just because we don't have any kind of rentals going out and playing. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say that that causes like the air to sort of heat up in a sense, because every sort of egos might get in the way kind of thing, while people who are going out to play with just rentals or just out there just to have fun kind of thing. Everyone has their own motives and stuff like that, but that's just something that I've noticed, and I thought that's something to positively sort of shine a light on. It's
Yeah.
something that I think is always a good thing. Um, Moving on from that, we do have some news that's rippled through the pond for Airsoft Canada, at least. I think, Poi, could I get you to say the first topic there?
So what we pulled up here is Black Blitz.
Hmm.
It's regards to the Black Blitz. They got robbed basically. When did this happen?
From the looks of it, yesterday, so that's the 16th of June, they made a post about it yesterday at 9:30, saying that they got robbed. I guess the previous night before, so on the 15th at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Looks like people smashed up their store, took a few pistols, rifles, and shotguns. They had to close for a couple days, unfortunately, but they were still able to continue on with their online orders, which so that's
So I
good,
just
great.
pulled up the article here, well, the post from Black Blitz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, that's horrible, honestly. I don't like, seeing stuff like that happen, and to hear that things like that happen in our community is kind of disheartening.
And just to let the viewers know, where is Black Blitz located?
I believe Kitchener, Ontario.
Ontario. So back east. I mean, even though we usually just only discuss things here, back in the West Coast, stuff like this happens back east. It just ripples through the community. So it is big, yes.
Hmm.
So
Well,
we
it's
should,
sad to hear no matter where you are, right,
yeah,
guys? Like, it's just terrible that, especially during these tough times right now, like, that people would be willing to, like, I understand, like especially from the list of things that were taken, especially, and I'd really like to highlight that just for everybody to
let me pull
make
it up
sure.
again. Here we go.
Yeah, just again to make sure and reiterate what I saw some of the guys, asking for and everything like that. If you guys see any suspicious
Any
at
guns
list
grouped together.
listings or
So
anything
that's
like that,
VFC
yeah.
Stinger, ARP
Mhm.
556, Mantador Shotgun, KWA QRF Mod 2. Those are rare. I know that
Yeah, yeah.
because Tim has one and it's in my container. Yeah, so if you see one at the field, it's basically either like Tim's or it's probably stolen.
Yeah,
Ween
exactly.
M92 Biohazard, those are there's a few people that have it. Hollow Suns, amongst other
But those
things.
are
Yeah,
limited
the scope.
edition, I believe, and
Yeah,
were numbered.
Yeah, they are numbered, so yeah. There you go.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Main point. It's a really unfortunate event. I feel bad for those guys because again, I've heard nothing but good things about them, and I really hope they're able to bounce back from this like no problem. Like Tack was touching on, they were able to keep their online orders going, so hopefully they never stopped sending out the memes.
Yep.
And and again, yeah, just to anyone that's watching or that's aware of this right now, exactly, just keep your eyes out for any suspicious postings or anything like that. You know, you can never be too careful.
Yeah, I
any
mean,
kind of airsoft collection sales, any kind of
Mhm.
group things where people are trying to get something off together in like a group buy on off pop-up or Craigslist or anything
I'm
like
sure
that.
the
Exactly.
fastest way to get rid of it is sell it back, west or something like that, so no one notices.
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
sure,
Yeah.
since her small community will notice it right away.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then I think there was do you guys want to like I just don't want to keep talking about like what an unfortunate event that was for them.
No, we're
You know,
good. We
it
could.
does suck. So.
Yeah.
Well, and unfortunately, there's more than one event. So moving on
Yeah,
from Black Blitz,
exactly.
we in other news, it looks like a specific player in the airsoft community was hit. Now he's not a Canadian, but he is someone that we all enjoy watching
I
gameplay
enjoy it.
content of. Yeah, I especially
Yep.
enjoy his commentary. So our good buddy there, Alphonse,
Oh,
Hello there.
seems
General Kenobi.
That's why we love him.
So good.
so it looks like
Yeah, no,
a
dive
pistol
into that, man.
of his was taken. Was it just this weekend or
Yeah,
this
this weekend.
weekend?
Yeah, he was excited to go out and play this weekend, and I'll just pull up the article here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, so basically, Airsoft Alphonse, or Alphonse Andrew Colis, as that is known as in Facebook, posted up saying, "Dear Airsofter, please give back my Glock 17. I have you on camera taking it." He literally has him on camera taking it,
Yeah.
and all he wants is
This
just to get
guy's-
it back, right? I
This guy
mean,
is screwed.
yeah, this guy is screwed, and he posted a photo. Good thing it is. There's no sort of like, you know who he is, but you don't know him in person. So it's a good thing that Alphonse did that, so that
Yeah, but like you really got to give it to him for trying to deal with this in a mature way.
yeah,
Honestly, just from what I understand, he had access to the guy's information, just from the event list and stuff like that. That's something that we all are able to look at when we go to events and stuff. So it's
yeah,
if it was me and I knew who it was, it's just like, I definitely would get a little bit more
confront,
heated.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think I'd make a Facebook post. I think I'd make a
yeah, but I
door,
have to,
a
I
door
have to,
visit or something like that.
yeah,
I don't know.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an airsoft gun. I don't want to
yeah.
be
Yeah, but you got to
crazy.
hand it to him
No.
for dealing with it maturely, definitely shaming him properly,
Yes.
online and stuff like that. Mind you, he doesn't have a face picture of him and stuff, but this guy knows, he's been got. So
yeah,
it's up to him really to decide if he's going to do the walk of shame or get dealt with.
yeah. I mean, he's dealing in the most professional manner, drama-free possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Guy just wants his Glock back, guys.
yeah, and
Yeah, exactly.
that basically says about our community, where like, why would you steal such a small community where everybody knows each other?
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly. It's like you're gonna get found out one of like six ways. With your friends, whether you're at a game or the event list that's gonna get exposed eventually. Like the internet's full of detectives, and especially if you put this out in front of the community, like they're they're
Well,
gonna
this
help out
guy
find it.
obviously did not know who he was stealing from, just because
Nah,
if he
come
had a
on,
seen his
come
thighs, he would have
on.
probably like not done that, because
Dude, I see his
he'd kill you.
thighs. I'd be
He'll
like,
kill
dude,
you.
those
Kill
chest
you.
and thighs. I'm not gonna mess
Yeah.
with this
True,
guy.
true. If it
Yeah.
wasn't for the tan lines, I don't know. Right? It's like,
Airsoft
Nah,
Alphonse,
no.
we're with you, dude. Hopefully he
No,
gets
he-
your stuff back. I mean,
yeah.
that's all that
Honestly.
matters. That's all I care about. Like,
So hopefully that gets resolved, and then moving on to some local news.
Yeah.
It seems
Some more sad stuff.
Yes.
yeah, it seems Vancouver police have seized some replica guns
Yep.
in the downtown east side, and from the photo that they have posted, it looks like some CO2. Uh, I'm gonna say just a replica gun, just because it either looks like a paintball marker or I've never seen one like that, so like it doesn't look like a BB feeding lip.
Yeah, I'm just
But
pulling up the
regardless,
article here.
but
So,
then the pistols are obviously CO2 pistols. That's something that I can definitely tell from the photo.
yeah.
Plus a gun bag. Looks like two plate carriers, maybe actually one plate carrier, and just one assault vest.
Yeah.
And from I don't know if that's true or not, but it looks like is that an extended antenna?
Yeah. That looks like an
Were these
antenna.
guys pulling off some kind of Rainbow Six kind of stuff here? Like what's going on here?
Probably. I mean, if you're coming out in public with this, I do not recommend it at all. Like, there's a
Well,
reason why we tell you in Halloween don't wear your gear. I mean,
yeah, and for the guys that do, they really take a risk for it, and they really it's taking a chance, against the community and stuff like that. If you're gonna do some sort of dress up and you want to like, rock guns or something like that, honestly, do like a Fortnite, or Apex loadout or something like that, and
or
get
come
some
to
Nerf guns.
Panther. Come to Panther. There you
Yeah.
go. Make sure you pay
I
for
just want to
admission
So
know
though.
more about this though. Seriously. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
same
I
here.
sorry.
They didn't give much
Yeah, like
information other than
they're
police
saying
say their
that the
investigation is ongoing. No arrests were made,
yeah,
so they
but they
haven't
did
been
seize the
arrested.
guns.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerns me, and obviously some people are going to be thinking that this is just gaslighting, but the quote from here from the Sergeant Aaron Road is that this is a substantial seizure because of the quality of the replicas and the military grade tactical equipment. Now,
Yeah.
so the reason that worries me is that hey, airsofters, any of you guys get pulled over to the side and they take a look at your stuff? Would that line fit you at all? Take a second and think about that for a second. So
yeah.
I read that and I think like, ooh, am I? It's like I don't look at what I'm doing as bad or anything like that, but when they kind of frame it in this sort of fashion, it kind of makes yourself almost like a target in a
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah. So bottom of it, stay safe. Keep all, you know, your gear tucked away out of public eyes.
Mhm.
Count the Panther. Use it here. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. Use it responsibly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
so this article is not necessarily like a theft kind of thing. Obviously there's kind of speculations that you could
Well,
make
we
here.
just got
Like,
to we need more information, man. And that article really doesn't give much out. Like again, that looks like a paintball gun to me, and then it looks like a metal pellet, like one of those break barrel, like you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like the ones varmint
Air
hunting gun.
pellets. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, and
well,
then the
exactly. So
pistols, obviously, right, and tactical gear, like you said, tac. Yeah, I mean that can worry some people, exactly, because you
yeah,
have real world equipment
uh,
and you're using that to play airsoft. It's
yeah.
like, oh,
Now, right off the bat, my head kind of screaming here is the fashion faux pas kind of thing here, where it's all black. So, you know, um, I don't want to I don't want to like jump on stereotypes or anything, but this guy was your like stereotypical, you know,
malicious.
no thief or something like that. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get all black this, and I'm gonna go get Glocks, and I'm gonna go get this, and like what was the what this is just me assuming just from this photo and looking at it and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking like how dumb was this guy? Was he
I
trying
know.
to plan a robbery or anything? Because I'm just saying, based off of that photo, those aren't things you could bring to Panther.
Mm,
So
true. 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 Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Except for that
So
comms, like I'll take that comm.
Stop it.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. I would like
Oh
it.
man.
Police want me to take that out of their hands.
All right. Well, that's what's happening. Current events. That we
Some
saw.
weird stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to topics now?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
So,
So we had those eye pros that we were wearing.
the
There's
different
mine.
different
Don't
version.
make me
different
wear.
version. No, I'm not
Don't
wearing.
make me.
I mean,
Don't make me wear it
I wear
again,
mine
guys.
easily. Don't worry.
Don't make me wear it again. This is too traumatic of the paintball days.
So we were talking about last week. We were talking about importance of iPro. I mean, now we really want to talk in depth about it because we heard a lot of people talk about it at the field as well. You know what good iPro is. You know, advantages and disadvantages of different iPros that we have. We have sort of different like our favorites and such. For me, where I started off was the illegal X800s.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then again, this was way before, way before it got banned. I would say like 8 years ago I started using them. So X800s were like being sold. They were great, and then I guess after a couple of
Before
years
someone got shot right
yeah,
through.
after a couple of years, someone got shot in between here, I believe.
Oh,
And
it's
then what
right
ended up
dead
happening was
center,
the glasses actually popped out because that was the only retention that it had from keeping it together. And it popped out, and then you had like, whoa, both your eyes were really exposed.
exposed,
And
yeah.
I personally, it did happen to me where it didn't pop out after like 4 years of use, like use and abuse. I did notice that like it was starting to crack on that one area in the middle, and then eventually one day when I was running, it popped out, and I'm like, oh. No. Guys, where's my glasses?
Yeah, gun safe, blind man. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah. Literally,
Playing
I
bird
think
box
it
out
was
in the
Zach
field.
or Gavin or something that came up and be like, "Where's your glasses?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. You gotta help me find it."
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anyways, that you know that puts perspective into how important it is because like you got glasses that work and you got glasses that don't work. For me right now, I've gone to more of shooter style glasses. I'm sure you guys do as well. These are popular because they are sort of full seal on all sides, and as well as they got some great anti-fog stuff, and they don't take up a lot of space on your face. So if you're putting like mesh or something or a helmet, it doesn't take up too much space. For me, getting hit in the face is not a big issue. I'll take a hit in the face or the teeth even.
Yeah, you'll
That's-
shoot people in the face too, boy.
That's why you don't see me smile a lot in the field because I tend to hide, the teeth, right? But
You
other
got
than
to, you
that,
got
that's my preference right there.
Mhm.
What's your guys' preferences there? These, by the way, these are Oakley's M frames,
You got
version
the
2.
2.0s?
Yeah, 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're great. For the price that I paid for, I think the amount of shooting glasses I went through before I got these added up to the same amount as one of these. So if you
Yep,
want to go cheap
exactly.
on the shooting glasses and you want to go sort of cheap, then go for like the cheap sort of safety glasses. Make sure there's Z87 plus, and you're good to go. If you want to go that way, I think TAC has the ESS goggles there.
No, these are the Revision Desert Locusts.
There you go.
So these are the ones with the fan located just in the center with the battery compartment and 3 settings, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
three
it is.
So
settings.
that's basically a moving up from the Vulcan ones. What were the Vulcan ones that we were looking at trigger last week?
Tierra.
Sierra.
I think the
The
Sierra,
Sierra
or the
goggles?
Tangos, or
Yeah.
something like that.
So those
Well,
are
yeah, it's either the.
those are sort of an upgrade to those. They're similar in style.
Yeah, they're a major upgrade. From what I understand, if I had these on like this, and I took a shotgun blast like this, all this would be gone, but these would still be here.
Hey, you gotta look good, right?
So yeah,
Desert
Yeah.
Locust
Desert
will survive a
Locust.
shotgun
Yeah.
blast. Like, oh
Well,
my god.
and the other thing too is that there is a rating on the I don't know if you guys can see right here,
Yeah.
or
No,
there's
Dak,
a
let's
rating.
not.
Yeah, there's a rating on
Yeah,
'em.
there's a rating on the actual frame itself as well as
Ah,
on the lenses. So when you pop these lenses out, it's located just on the bottom that's hidden in the seam. But um, you know, I bought these for when I was going to Milsom West, and because I was looking for something to work with my helmet system, as well as a full goggle seal system when you're, going out and about. Obviously, I had shooting glasses as backups, just because you want to have comfort when you want comfort, but when you're going to get into the rough and tough of it, and you're just going to go in for the long haul, you might as well strap yourself up. And so I took advantage of these. They were a little pricey, but I enjoy them. Unfortunately, I haven't worn them this year because I have ruined um, the what's it called, the thermal lens. I accidentally got some solution stuck in between, so unfortunately, with that, when you're cleaning these, you got to be really, really careful because they're like sandwiched in between with some foam. So when you have stuff
mm,
go in between that, it's pretty much dundies after that. So I gotta buy another replacement lens. Fortunately, though, the replacement lenses go for about $70, I believe, which is about the same price point for almost any replacement lens, shooting glasses included. I believe, like even my
yep,
Oakley M frames, it's I believe $70 just to get the lenses replaced.
yep.
So um, for the whole full seal option, I'd say that's a pretty good price point for the whole system.
Yeah, and you get fans with it as well.
Well,
No.
yeah, the fans, I don't want to say it's like a gimmick, because it's nice for when it's there, but you don't want to rely too much on the fans. You know what I mean? You want to have it there as just in case measure, but you also want to do proper maintenance, of your lenses and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you keep yourself regulated temperature wise, so you're not overheating.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If you're already in the danger zone when you're fogging up, so
yeah,
something's going on.
exactly, exactly. It's like heat stroke. If you're trying to treat it, then it's too late.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about you, Mac? You got any preferences for goggles?
Well, I did jump around all over the place, when I first started in and to where I am now. So like we were making jokes about and everything like that. Like my first um pair of iPro when I got into Airsoft were a pair of Vulcan Tangos or Sierras. I can't remember, but they're so similar, right? And um, yeah, they were great. I did a little bit of modifications to it to try and help with the whole fogging issue. Like I ripped a little bit of like the foam out of the top there just to kind of like help let it breathe, without compromising
Yeah.
the protection and everything like that. Because full seal is a uh, really good thing to have, especially since it just gives you that assurance where it's like, okay, nothing's really gonna get in. Like you were talking about, boy, it's like it's okay getting shot in the face, but it's when you get shot anywhere around the eye, that becomes like a really serious issue. And if you're not wearing a face mask and you get shot in the teeth, I don't feel sorry for you. Sorry.
Yep.
And
I'll take
yeah,
it.
like
I'll take it.
no, I know you, boy.
Yeah.
You're one tough cookie, and you don't smile, so you're smart. It's the other people there that are running around mouth breathing, like that. Swallow a BB,
Yeah.
Mason, and yeah. So I jumped around from rocking those, and then when my brother and I first went to Milsom West about 2 years ago, just down to the Washington Centerville location. That's a big arid plane and everything like that. So me and him, we spent the money and we decided to grab the Desert Locusts with the fans, and they worked great. They were good. Just like my brother said, though, it does not mean you don't plan for other contingencies. So we did have a backup pair of shooting glasses, for when we were like not in a really combat situation where it's like, okay, hey, like we're all making breakfast or something like that. It's like I don't need to be wearing these
Yeah. I
giant
mean,
goggles, right?
these are great if you sleep on it at Milsom West. You are required to wear it when you sleep as well. So
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
having shooting goggles just to have in your bunk or in your sleeping bag is the way to go.
Yeah, well, and the way I sleep, like most of the time, like this year actually, I didn't sleep in my bag. Like it was just like catching shut eye every chance I could. But like the first year, I went head first into my sleeping bag with my iPro on, obviously still, but
Mhm.
like just in case, right? So I didn't have to worry too much. But I eventually moved on from rocking like a full set of seal glasses or goggles and everything like that to kind of liking the exact same thing that you're talking about, boy. It's just like the lower profile, like a lot sleeker. It fits a lot better with a lot of the things that you can customize with. So myself, I do rock a repro fast helmet, and from there I've attached what is it, one of those one tigress half
Lower face
mesh.
mask. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what I did was I went and attached it to the Emerson clips on my helmet. So I've got like a O2 mask kind of fitting, but it's my face mask. So that's how I rock my face and head setup, and I pair it with the Oakley M Frames 2.0s just because again they're very low profile. They're great for comfort and everything like that. Sometimes I forget that I'm wearing them, and yeah, as long as you take care of the lenses and everything like that, it's great bang for your buck when it comes down to how much money you're going to spend on other iPros versus being able to buy this one, having it last a certain amount of time, and then like my brother is saying, is like it's simple as just getting a replacement lens.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Oh, and sorry I did interrupt there. It's just I just want to remind everyone too with iPro that it protects from direct impact. So that means a BB directly going to your eye and bouncing off. Um, you have to be careful and remember that you can still get BBs going in. I'm only bringing this up because I wore full seal one time and I got chubby cheeks around my face. So unfortunately, I was wearing them. I got shot in the cheek, and it actually went inside. And
yeah.
lucky for me, I heard the rattle, and because I heard the rattle, I was able to close my eyes and not get hit directly in the eye. But that's just a little reminder for everyone: is that when choosing your eye pro, it's the degree of protection from direct impact.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of direct impact, let's step away from the higher tier sort of goggle. I mean, these glasses alone cost you, I think, like 160 Canadian right away. So
Yeah,
if you're
like
not
I
looking to
got
spend
mine.
something like that, you don't have to.
Actually,
There are other alternatives as well to getting these as long as they're rated.
Mhm.
Like
mhm.
said
That being this
87
big
rated.
issue,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
But
Rating
again,
and taking care of the
yeah,
lenses
you could
because
you
the
could get
quality of the lens is
something you could get
important.
something as simple as like a safety goggle or safety glasses even that
Hmm.
The
has the rating
UVEX
on it.
ones,
Yeah,
yeah,
the UVEX
exactly.
ones,
Hmm.
UVX, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but try and avoid. I'm gonna show you a photo here of what happened. But this is what happened to one dude where he thought that the sports goggle that he has was rated. We took a
Ooh.
look at it and it wasn't. So it's the link
Yeah.
that I sent
Yeah.
you guys here. I'll just give it to you guys. But this is what it looks like when it goes straight through the
Hmm.
glasses itself. So there is no evidence
Ugh.
of. I think Elliot still has these
Yeah.
goggles at the
Yeah.
field to
Yeah.
use it as an example
Display, yeah, exactly.
of what
Yeah.
happened here.
We actually bring these up every once in a while when we have a guy dispute with us
Yeah,
on the
That they're
quality
fine.
of a
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
I already
Yeah.
shot them. Like,
No,
Yeah.
I mean you can shoot them, it won't go through. But this guy's lucky because
Hmm.
he just got
Well,
fragments in his eyes, and then the BB basically stopped at the
yeah, and
glasses.
exactly, and Elliot's so confident in the fact with some of these repro ones that we've come across
Yeah,
that he will challenge them to the point where he will shoot them directly,
just to prove
and
a
if
point.
they exactly, and if they don't break, then he'll
you still can't wear them.
Yeah.
yeah, well, he still can't wear them, but I can't remember what it was, but it's just like if you beat him, I'm pretty sure you get something, but no one's beat him,
No.
and yeah,
And if you're not sure, always ask us. I mean, if it is rated, we're still gonna question you right away.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the deal
We're
at the
always just
field.
checking. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you gotta make sure that your eyes are well protected.
Yeah. Anyone with anything questionable, like amateur PUBG helmet guy.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
if you
so
thought that
I
you
felt
could,
bad for that guy.
yeah, I know, I
Yeah.
felt bad for him too. But he's because now we're gonna jump in. I know none of us wear glasses, but we're gonna jump into another issue is people wearing
What?
glasses. Oh yes, but you wear contacts at the field, do you?
Yeah, when I play, just because I want to.
Yeah.
My
So there
Well,
you go. There's
but
another option is to wear
but you have to
contacts.
remember though,
Pat is the
when they
same
went
way
to
too.
Milton.
He
Yeah.
wears contacts when he plays airsoft. He used to just wear glasses with his goggles, and then
I did. That
it
is how
gets
I started.
annoying, right? It
Yeah,
gets really
yeah.
annoying.
Mac had to get the adapters for the
Yeah,
revisions. I think he ripped them out of a pair of Vulcans or something like that because they still work for
yeah,
anything, and
Yeah,
that's how he did it. And mind you, that looked painful. I wouldn't.
it was. Yeah, and
yeah.
then there were also remember the very first time tack. Like I think it was the tangos or whatever, because one of them didn't and one of them did. One of them, like the Vulcan glasses or goggles, sorry, they fit directly over. Just like I've got a very low profile. Like these are Oakleys as well. So like. So guys, if you're on a budget, this isn't the show for you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so these are Oakleys, and I got really low profile glasses, and these usually fit into a pair of full seal goggles, no problem. Maybe with like a little bit of awkwardness, like awkward discomfort, but when it comes to airsoft, it's like you'd rather
Bearable
play.
for a
Right?
game.
You'd rather play. Yeah.
Yeah, bearable for a game.
Yeah, and you were talking about how there are glass inserts for certain goggles and
Yes.
stuff. I know for the ESS ones, they can come with inserts. Definitely these guys do not. Guaranteed do not come with
Yeah,
inserts.
yeah.
So good
Nothing
luck.
Oakley does.
Nothing.
Yeah, good
I
luck.
know there are some China brands that I've seen before that puts the inserts in here, but what ends up
Really?
happening is you have so much space over here that it's
Space, yeah.
dangerous at that point. So
Yeah.
I would not trust that. Go to a reputable source. But yeah. What is the other way to counteract that? And if you have like really thick goggles, not goggles, glasses, like the one dude we were dealing with at the field, he thought he could get away with putting on like these,
Mm-hmm.
and then he put them on top of his glasses, so it was like coming out like that, and then he put a mesh at the front, and then that's when we stopped him right away, saying, "Hey, guy."
Well, that's what caught my eye, right?
Yeah.
Troy? When you and I were standing there and he walked by me, I was like, okay, going for PUBG look and everything like that. But the second I realized that face mask was mesh, I
Yeah.
was like, what's underneath that?
Yeah.
I was like, that's
We're not ragging on the guy. We're just making sure
Mhm.
everyone is safe. Everyone's on the even grounds, right? So
Yeah. Well, and from what I understand, like if it was full mesh, like if it covered everything, and then you had lenses underneath it, it would be fine. But from what I remember, it wasn't completely full seal, and so therefore his open unsealed attempt with his glasses was a big no. Props to the guy trying, but he's gonna have to find another option.
yeah.
okay. So, if I could share one thing real quick when it comes to struggles with glasses and finding iPro that works. I had a friend, our good friend, we all know him, Tim Selby. While he was spending his time there at Trigger, he was very good with customer service, and he always liked to tinker. That's who he is. And he pointed these Vulcan VSM thermal with face shield
Okay.
setup, and basically what it is
Yeah, I
it's
see it here.
face shield movable, so up and down. You don't have to have it down all the time. You don't have to have it up all the time, And I believe it is removable as well. But the main point that I bring these guys up is they have little cutouts on the sides of the goggles, so it still remains full seal. But it allows people with glasses and such to be able to kind of like fit the arms through the glasses while not compromising the safety factor of it. So these
Oh.
ones here, guys, yeah, really good. Worth checking out. They're not too expensive. They're about the same price
Tim
point
has
and everything
a
like that.
$50. Tim has a review on it too.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
believe
Yeah.
he's just in the bottom there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Tim.
yeah, he is. There you go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Cool. I didn't. I
You're
didn't
new
know
to.
that you could actually put glass inserts on them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I do like the fact that it has a droppable like mask on it at the front.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
for me personally, the only thing I really hate is cheeking a weapon. You know, when you're trying to,
Mhm.
get it close to your face, trying to get that iron sight in there. That gets in the
Hmm.
way for me. So not
Yeah.
really my thing. You could use the soft ones, yes, I know, but again, I still prefer just eye protection.
Hmm.
Exactly, and that's what pushed me towards the more lightweight iPro, just
Hmm.
because I want to be able to have that cheek well
Yeah.
as well. Even with the revisions, actually, I have problems putting my face up to it as well, and that's just trying to pick a slimline buttstock. That'll work with that.
Um, what about for people that really want sort of the best of both? I know it's not a popular option, but what about dye mask? Are you guys familiar with that? Paintball sort of mask?
Yeah, so it's an unpopular opinion, but they're quite popular and standard among the speed QB community
Yeah.
and paintball community. They offer the full, full shield or full face protection there, as well as they
They
have
got a lot
proper
of fancy
ventilation.
colors in there too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you can
yeah,
get some
yeah.
crazy lenses. Yeah.
Def
Yeah.
you definitely can
And I think
personalize it.
from what I've heard from people, I've only used this. I've only used dye mask once, but from what I heard from people, they are the best for anti-fog. I think coming from the paintballing world where they're used to moving a lot
Mhm,
and fogging up a lot, I think for them they got it down to fine art of not fogging a lot. But I
mhm. They
personally
have some fancy ones.
personally like that is not my style.
Mhm,
I still can't cheek a weapon.
yeah.
If you're going for that speed soft look, I think that's that's a
Boy,
common
boy,
thing to see.
let's be real, okay? All you need is the drop stock adapter.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean that's another
Get out
option
of
for
here, you
people,
speed
right?
softer.
Yeah, that's another option for people. It's not like we haven't seen airsofters with these on. I mean,
No,
Mhm,
well,
they're
and
great.
that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Is I've never heard a complaint from people that wear dye masks. It is one of the best solutions when it comes to anti-fog. Just because I know, and there, don't get me wrong, because there are different levels, there's different quality, there's different price points and everything. The stuff on the higher end is like, I think. What did you tell me, Tack? It's like a dual pane thermal lens or something like that.
yeah.
So,
They got dual pane
they're
thermal
able.
lens. Also they have one with Foxy on at Foxhound at the field has it, and it's battery operated heat lens or
Mm.
thermal lens. So
Oh,
all he does is that he
okay.
presses a button or something like that, and that causes the face shield to have a constant temperature. And with
Wow.
that constant temperature, it prevents it from fogging up and stuff like that. Mind you, he did tell me that moisture can still build onto it, from huffing and puffing and stuff like that. But from what I understand, as in a top of the line expensive paintball mask,
I was just gonna say,
that
like,
that
yeah,
that's
how
a really
expensive
nice
is that
option.
one?
I think it's like 320 Canadian or something like that.
Mm.
As far as I know, Foxy is the only one who I've seen run that. I've seen a couple people run the full, dye mask and stuff like that. And uh, from my perspective, I think it makes skirmish, like weekend skirmish style protection. With the full face style protection. There's also another brand that I recently was introduced to. I think it was about a year ago, year and a half ago. I'd seen ads about them and stuff like that. I believe it's pronounced Wark or WARQ. They're from Europe. I believe we have one team at the field who may or may not be sponsored by them, but I do know that they have their face mask system, which is one of the aces,
Let me
the aces
pull
and
it up.
eights.
Yeah, let me pull up the website work. Oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah, so they're a great full face mask,
So their
helmet system,
helmet and visor or face
face
mesh.
pro. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay,
And
that's
they also have the
interesting.
option of just having the helmet. And one of the benefits of their helmet is that it comes with ear protection panels,
Yeah, I
sort
see
of
it here.
like some of the other helmet systems. And that's in my opinion, a great addition, just because
Do you know
I've
how
been shot
much
in the
they
ear.
are? Oh, there they. Oh,
I believe 100 euros from what I remember off the top of my head.
195 euros.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's a
can be a
little bit.
Tough,
little.
tough bullet to bite there.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, so from like an ordering perspective, it might be expensive. I'm not sure if they have any kind of retailers out here who might be selling them, so that you can save on that shipping cost. But yeah, to order from them is a little bit expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, it's still not for me. I
Hmm.
still prefer the shooters, honestly. But
Mhm.
Yeah,
for some people who want that full coverage, I mean, all the way up to all
yeah,
you need is a neck guard at that point, honestly.
exactly.
For people looking for
And
that full protection with the helmet, with the visor and the lower, yeah, I mean, it works for them. Something that's not dye, I guess, but dyes would be cheaper. But you don't get the
well,
helmet.
wasn't there something in the last 2 years that came out as well on Evic? Is it? I want to call it the Mandalorian helmet
Oh,
system,
the one that
just
Tim was
because
Oh,
not
Dayton's got one of those,
well,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I remember seeing Dayton have it, and then one of my teammates as well also bought the whole system, and it's the one where I believe you can take the cheek pads out, or like some cheek protection out, so that you can actually have a cheek well.
the Mandalorian helmet. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, is what it's actually called? I just that's the
It's
closest thing
made
that I
by
remember.
Galactac. If that's let me just
Y-
pull up their
Yeah, you gotta love ads.
yeah, Galactac Armory, I believe, and they make yeah, it's all Star Wars related at that point.
Oh, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
because it's a Mandalorian armor. I know what you're talking about. I believe
Mhm.
I forgot his name now. Should have pulled this up. Sorry, guys. But I did. Yeah, I remember Dayton having it, and he had it for one of
Juggernaut
his Juggernaut
class
Juggernaut, yeah,
videos. Yeah,
Juggernaut
games. Yeah,
videos, yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I'm just trying to find it here. Sorry, guys. Ill prepared is what we call this. We'll find it eventually. Oh, here it is. Oh yes. Okay, so I was wearing it actually. I'll send you guys the link here. But this is the one you're talking about, right? The helmet. By
Yes,
Ryan
yes,
Flowers. Ryan
that's
Flowers?
it.
I forgot. Yeah. But yeah, you could remove one of these little sides here, and you can still cheek a weapon, and
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. It's basically using a fast helmet with the lower in there, and
And
yeah.
that T-bar glass, that was rated glass, was it not?
Yes, it was
Or
rated glass. It was rated for
yeah,
airsoft for sure. I mean, Dayton did get a few hits, but for safety, Dayton did wear say shooter's goggles underneath or shooter's glasses underneath.
yeah. But that was because he took the cheek pads out, so he didn't really have a full seal
Yeah, full seal
face.
leader way. Yeah, so looks cool. You could get one of
Hmm.
those. Again,
I
if it is exposing, some of the
hmm.
parts like right here, your cheeks and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, I would recommend you wear eye pro underneath at least. So
And then looking at this, there's one more full head helmet system that comes to mind. I want to say it's is possibly by One Tigers.
one Tigris. Oh
It's
yes, I've seen it before.
where it's a really ugly looking system, but it works for
Is it the
what it
mesh
is.
one?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen a couple
Yeah,
guys where where it's got the clear section just in front, sort of similar to the Mandalorian helmet, but then the rest of it's all that steel mesh.
I don't see it here.
Okay, I remember some places like I think Trigger, Camouflage, Gorilla, those places might have it, but I have seen it at the field a couple times, and
We'll
I don't
track it
know.
down. We'll track it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I believe it's the same thing, right? Like for all of us here, we're at the same consensus. We like having that cheek well. We like having the maneuverability part over the full Chichanka setup, So
Don't mess with my immersion, bro.
yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think we've expended all we can for goggles here. Full face
Well, at
mask
least at least for now, if
for
if
now.
anyone in the community
Well,
wants to kind of pick apart or ask any
I
kind of
mean,
specific questions, that's what we have sort of, from our
well,
experience here.
guys, it comes down to basically the brass tacks of it all is basically, what works, what's important, right? And it comes down to functionality, performance, the rating, obviously, the rating being one of the big factors, and then everyone's personal preference. Some guys aren't going to like the safety factor that, like 20% chance that you could get a BB up that Oakley alleyway there on the side if you were to get shot, or get flanked. Some people are going to want to rock the full seal goggles, and that's totally okay. And then some people are coming over from paintball and they already have a dye mask, or some guys are all like, you know what, I don't want to get shot in the face whatsoever. I've seen some guys rock a dye mask with a helmet, like kind of like converted to work together,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
if that works for them, that works for them. I understand Poi's point about the whole the cheek well thing. I myself run uh the half mesh with fabric sides, the one tigris mask, so that allows me to cheek well anytime. Like I have absolutely no problem gaining eyes down my sights and stuff like that. So again, it comes down to everyone's personal preference, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing else to add to this.
Yeah.
My personal preference
Moving on,
always
moving on.
always this, yeah.
Always shooting glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shooting
Yeah,
glasses ever since I moved up to that.
yeah.
Moving on. Um, this one just came up because I don't know if we overheard, but someone was asking why won't we use shields at Panther? Well,
Mm,
we used to actually.
Hmm.
We used
yep.
to. If you
Used
played
to.
with us in the old Fortress days, my gosh, was it fun to use shields? It wasn't, like wasn't
When
an
it was
issue or
used
anything.
properly.
It was used properly. Let me show you a clip here. If you just scroll up to my link there for the Vant shield, I'm just gonna mute it here. So we used to use it at the field a lot. This is the Neil with the Vant shield here. Vant is basically just a Russian shield that they use for FSB and Spetsnaz and all those groups. Fortunately, he got hit, so he did call his hits. You can see there. So the biggest issue that we have is, well, I don't want to say it, but you guys can say it. is
Well,
he,
it's definitely tough to maneuver around shields and stuff. I mean, I feel like there's definitely rule sets that you can set to help mitigate the kind of OP-ness of a shield in airsoft, to
yeah.
shield you from plastic BBs. But
So what people assume right away when they have shields is they think they're invincible. So
Yeah.
they're not gonna call
Yeah.
their hits. They're not gonna, like, oh, I only
Yeah.
got like grazed or something, right?
Yeah.
The shield doesn't really protect you too much. And in airsoft, anything in the body that hit the BB hits you counts as a hit, right?
Exactly.
And if it's hitting your shield, that's basically part of your equipment. So unfortunately, people can't tell if they're hitting the shield or hitting you, right? So
Yeah.
in that case, then it becomes really difficult to sort of manage at that point. You know
Hmm.
what
Yeah. Like if you
what
have.
they're supposed to call, what can't, and such like that. So that's why
Yeah.
I think it got to a point where it was abused a lot, where you're using a
yeah,
shield and you're basically like not. I mean, there's some people that just use a shield and they don't move forward, and then they're just getting hit a
Hmm.
lot, and then they get angry because they're getting hit a lot.
Er,
Like it's to be expected. You're using a shield.
Yeah.
You're
yeah. You're
behind
kind
a
of a
hard
mag.
cover. Yeah,
You're a magnet at that point, really.
yeah. So as of right now, shields are not allowed at the field. I mean, it could be the clear plastic one, could be the metal one, could be the PVC one, whatever. It's not allowed. You're
Hmm.
carrying it as a shield.
And that,
Consider, yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be considered part of you if you're using it. So if you take a hit, you're on your shield. It counts as a hit on you.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much.
The only real purpose I see, like the clear plastic e-bike shields being used for, and I believe the only time I ever saw them being used properly was the refs using them
Yeah.
as a way for them to clearly see what was going on through the translucent, plastic, while still being able to protect themselves from the barrage of idiots that are going to be running through in the CQB environments that they're in and stuff like that. And you can put proper handicaps in place for shields so that they can be sort of managed in a proper way so that you can still have a proper flow in the games and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the negative outweighed the positive, and Panther being how it is set up, there's not enough CQB, and therefore it doesn't justify the use of having a shield there, because if you have a shield out in the open, it's like Boy was saying, the shrug or not sort of
The shrug.
activates, and everyone thinks that they're completely invincible, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
and
know
I've seen people rock the shield and a full auto, machine gun or
exactly, and that doesn't make sense
AR
to
at the same
me.
time. And
Yeah,
you're holding it, and then you have this, and then you can see
hmm
through, and then you're shooting. So
exactly. You should be, like I think all of us here are in agreement that if you're running a shield, you should be limited to just a pistol.
pistol, just what Daniil was using
100%.
there. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that
yeah,
video we saw. That's just Daniil was just using a pistol, and then when he did get hit on the side here, he called it. I
hmm
mean, that's how it is,
exactly.
right? So yeah, those days in the fortress, it was so much nicer to have a shield because you could then stack up on that one dude,
Hmm.
and then yeah, just go at it. You're able to move into that corridor that is usually like body shots right away when you get in there. With the shield, you could push in there, move in, and then afterwards you could
Hmm.
splay out into different corners.
Hmm.
Exactly, and the need came out too because it helped mitigate that injury factor, because when you have high powered airsoft guns, in the sense that because we're an outdoor field and you're doing a CQC situation where you're capturing the fortress and you have tight quarters, yes, there's mercy rules, right? Unfortunately, heat of the moment, people are coming in through a small doorway and you're about to lose the game. You're going to be dumping rounds to make sure that they don't come through. If you don't have a shield, there's a good chance that, especially if you're not wearing face pro, which Poi and I are one of the guys who take that risk. We go through that door, there's a good chance we're going to get shot in the face and stuff like that. And having shields kind of helped, to sort of still allow people to defend in that way in a base, but allow the people who are pushing up to still have a safety factor when pushing in.
Yeah,
But
you can move a huge team through a doorway when your
ex-
shield's in first. But when your
exactly.
shield's not moving, unlike recently, that's when it becomes like you just stay there, camp out of the corner,
Hmm.
and then you come.
My favorite shield player is the guy who sits out in the middle of the field with a clear plastic shield
Yeah,
and uses a radio and tells everyone where everyone is. Like,
yeah,
mm, you know who you are.
yeah.
Yep.
So
My riot shield can take sustained 7.62 fire. I'm sorry.
so
I'm sorry. I don't even know why I
so
said
there
that.
is there is the state of shields at the field. That is a no for usage. So if anyone asks, that is a no.
Mhm.
Mind you, we do make a small exception. Is it a real shield?
You
Then
mean
yeah.
like heavy shields?
Yes.
Yes. No, no,
Yes.
no. I'm talking
Yes.
real. I'm not talking just real weight. It needs to
Yeah.
be a real shield.
Ah,
Yeah.
If
That
yes.
is
you have a real ballistic shield,
a real SWAT shield, a
Elliot
real
will let
vent shield.
Elliot will let you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you
But
could
other
carry
than that,
that the entire game,
yep.
I
Yep.
got no problem with that. You ain't
If
running
you
with
want
that
to run into a field with that shield,
in a forest.
go right ahead.
Bear in mind, a real police riot shield, the clear one, still doesn't count.
No, I'm talking like a ballistic shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny enough, that video I showed, that is a real Vance shield.
That's my
That,
point. That's
that's
my
a real
point.
Vance shield.
Yeah.
Daniil had a
Yeah.
hard time trying to carry that with just
Yeah.
one hand alone. That's why you just see him kneeling because of the fact that it's
Mm.
just so damn heavy.
Which is
Yeah,
why you
and
can't shit on those guys, because
nope.
they take it to that degree all the time, and you got
Yep.
to respect that, because you know but,
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there
You
you
would
go.
not catch me
That's the
running
only
that.
exception. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
for anyone who doesn't know, a Vant shield actually requires you to have a harness on to carry it.
Carry
That
it.
that
yeah,
that is how heavy it is.
yeah. So there you go.
So speaking of Shruggernuts and people not calling hits, and what counts as hits, that I
Well, on
guess.
the topic of hits, yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's move right into that, guys.
yeah, let's do it. So I'm sure all of us have shrugged off a hit or two, thinking
Mhm.
that no one can see. I mean, I'll be honest, I've done a few myself. You're in the woods, starts, you're just moving through the woods, you're moving through brushes, starts stuff flying towards you. You take cover, and all these things just like, just slowly comes to you because it's being stopped by leaves, by branches and
Mhm.
stuff. And then one of
Mhm.
them just lightly hits you, and you're like, mm,
Yep. I think we can all agree to that
yeah.
that has happened.
So I'm gonna be
No one
honest. Yeah,
can be
I did a
innocent on
few,
that.
but still, a BB hit is a BB hit, and that
Mhm.
should count, right?
Exactly. There
And
are certain factors that fall into it, but exactly.
yeah. So what do you guys think of clarifying the rules there? So BB hits you very
Mhm.
lightly. Would you still call it? I mean, at this point, I would call it. He has a drop on me, and if more comes towards my way, then I'm definitely gonna call it because
Yeah.
just one stray, I'll be like, okay, well, I don't know what, and then more comes in, I'll be like, I'm calling myself, right?
Mhm.
We've seen enough cheater videos to know that there's gonna be a camera somewhere
You
that's gonna
gotta,
call
Yeah.
you out.
just be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah,
guys. Just be honest. You don't want
yeah,
to be
Yeah.
the next
because
guy that gets just
nothing's
blown up.
frustrating than you shooting a guy and then he shrugs it off. I think let's be honest here. I've shot a few and be like, I'm more of a semi-auto person, so I'll shoot one and be like, okay, he definitely hit him. Okay, he's not calling it. All right, I'll volley three more. Right? It still doesn't call
Mhm.
it. Right? You know, like it's courtesy to hit him once and be like, okay, did he call it? Well, I guess he didn't call it, and then shoot him some more. Right? So like, yeah, call it when you get hit. Right? What about for you guys ricochets? That's a hugely debated topic. You know that he's shooting at the corner. You know
Mhm.
that the tree's in the way, and then it's bouncing towards you.
It
What's your
it
opinions on that?
I think it really depends on that. Like, I've called myself out in situations, where there's a lot of ricochet, just because you're at the shit end of the stick. Like, if in that situation you're being out bunkered and everything like that, I, I feel like the safest bet is to take, the hit and sort of get out of that situation. Now, mind you, if you feel like you can get out of that situation, go for it. But that's my experience on that factor. If I came across that, if I can outshoot him, then obviously I would fight back. But if I can't, that's where I would take that step down.
Mhm.
What about
I
you,
feel
Max?
like for me, like it definitely, like like you're saying, like everyone's been stuck in that situation where they've like kind of felt something questionable and they shrug it off, or you know like for me, it's like okay, you feel something and you're like praying that it was a ricochet. You're like, yeah, justify it to yourself so you can sleep at night, right? um like, yeah, I didn't cheat. I'm not a cheater. But there are definitely times where I have called myself out because I've gotten confused and I am
Mm,
being bunkered by another player or something like that, and I'm getting hits, but it's like ricochets. So it's just like, what, in that situation, better to just kind of de-escalate, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna let the guy who's just full auto in the building right now, like, hey buddy, I'm out, I'm okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
By the
Um,
way, no full auto.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what would be like. Hey, dude, I'm
That's
out.
not
Hey,
full
no
auto.
full
This is
auto.
full
Yeah.
auto.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't want to feel that. Okay.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, like it's really hard to differentiate sometimes, and
Yeah.
I mean that being the point. It's like if I definitively know that it's a ricochet, I'm going to continue playing. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have any doubts about it or anything like that. I'm gonna be like, okay, like, hey, I know we don't count ricochets, so we're just gonna keep playing, right? And it's unfortunate if the other guy's getting frustrated over there, and it's like, oh, I'm hitting you, and it's like, well, in actuality, you're not. But and then there are also times where it's like, you know what, you get hit and you don't know what it was, whether it was a BB or whether, exactly like you're saying, like you're getting that long shot, from a guy who's sniping you from about maybe 200 to 200 feet away or something like that. And, it's a lot better to call yourself out if you think you got hit. It's always better to just take the respawn than watch yourself on camera 20 minutes or 2 weeks later, because you decided to not call this little poke that you felt, and it turns out it's one of those kids with some SSG, and they're all like, look at this cheater video, and it's like, oh God, that's the last thing you want. That's the last thing you want. So
You do not want to
just,
become a thumbnail.
yeah, just call your
Yeah.
hits, guys. Okay, you can always come back, respawn if it's not a single limb game, and you can hunt that little kid down. Okay, just don't don't shrug it. Don't be a shruggernaut, like Tack was saying there, because a lot of guys get frustrated sometimes. Like there's someone else not calling hits, so then they start to not call their hits, and then it just perpetuates and it
Yeah.
creates a toxic game.
Yeah, and
So
I've seen those
like,
games before, and it does get frustrating when
yeah,
one
what turns
sided
in from
doesn't,
Airsoft, yeah, what
and then
turns
it
from
becomes a
Airsoft to
shouting match.
Painsoft,
Yeah.
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 Painful.
Like you guys ever seen those videos, man? It makes me cringe where like
No,
someone's
I'd
gonna
rather
use
not.
their airsoft gun. Like, yeah, it's just like, what in the heck,
No,
man?
I
Like,
don't want to. I don't want to burn someone's patch either. So.
yeah, oh yeah, I ain't burning nobody's patch, okay?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Like the easiest way to do it is if you get hit or if you think you get hit, call yourself out. If
Just
not,
Mhm.
yourself out.
if you don't, if, I mean, it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to clarify if it's a ricochet or not. If you get
Well,
after that,
100%.
after that first hit, and then if there's more volleys, it's not a ricochet.
Yeah.
Someone's literally
Mhm,
hitting you.
Well,
mhm,
it's
mhm.
that risk you're gonna take because because we're an outdoor field, there's that risk factor that that guy was a little far away and he hit you just out of his outer limits, and maybe he just moved up and you decided that you didn't feel it. Now he's dedicated to sending 5 more rounds at you, which in that case you can't complain, that he's overshooting you because in his mind you didn't call it the first time, or he's going to justify you not calling your hit
Yeah.
by sending more rounds down. And because it's a powerful upgraded airsoft gun, it's going to hurt a lot more, and
Mhm.
then
Yep. Yep.
tempers flare, and one thing's after another, right? And
Yeah.
I run into that problem quite often when I like playing my sneaky ghillie suit style gameplay in the swamp, or if I'm just trying to be sneaky behind soft cover, with hard cover, it's like a wooden or like a building, a rock, or the spools or anything like that. But soft cover is kind of like a bush, or the what's it, the one kill house room with the cloth and stuff like
Yep.
that. Um, if people shoot it enough times, it's going to go through and you're going to get hit. And in that case, do you count that as a ricochet? Do you count that as a hit? And there's debate that goes into that with an individual. In my opinion, if someone has clearly buzzsawed through the bush because they know that you're there, I would say sincerely take one of those BBs
Yeah.
and take the hit, because if not, a lot more is coming your way. If
Mhm.
she uh, like I'm just having some trauma memory right now of this one time people trying to find me in swamp at city. They were looking in the wrong spot, but luckily I wasn't there, because if I was, I would have been out because they were clearly buzzsawing the grass.
Straight
So
Arnold
They're in the
Schwarzenegger
trees,
just
man. They're in
chopping
the
down the
trees.
trees. Like,
exactly, and so and that kind of tunes into the part where people's frustrations get involved, right? So they think they're there, it's soft cover, they're shooting you know hundreds of BBs at you, and you're not calling your hits, so therefore you're a cheater, therefore I'm going to keep putting more rounds down. So that's why we try to keep that esque of, if you feel it, take the hit kind of thing. And that's why going back to mentioning one of our first episodes there with the airsoft gear, where I'm seeing a lot more of the trend of the chest rigs and the lighter gear setup, just because there was that trend where everyone was wearing full plate carriers, and people were being struggernauts and couldn't feel it, the hits, or couldn't hear the hits and stuff like that. So now people are trying to find an honest sort of way to still play and still kind of have that gear that they're looking for in that sense, and so
it,
having a chest rig setup and minimalist setup lets you be like, I swear you didn't hit me, like
hey man,
you
I
sent 12
played in
rounds
just a
where.
t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I played in just a t-shirt last week, okay, and I still
Yeah.
got called a cheater.
I agree with you. I'm getting to the point where it's like, do I have to play half naked here just to prove that you didn't shoot me where you said you shot me?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it.
We're getting back to paintball. It's like,
Oh
what
no.
mark?
What mark? I
Yeah,
don't see any mark.
I'm just saying it's gonna suck for the guys who do hit me, because it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you did hit me. You didn't have to do that many though. I'm naked.
I know. I'm
This is why
naked.
this is why for me it's courtesy to just single fire them
But
first,
yeah,
right?
so
Yeah.
that's why, like, we encourage the making sure you call your hit kind of thing, just because it does escalate to that. But then there are those certain situations where people start saying certain things, and you look at the situation, it's like, well, I clearly didn't feel anything, and I clearly didn't get hit by anything. So and but then situations where I've been in that, where someone uh hurt, like if someone attacks you, or like hits you kind of thing, right? Or they think that they got you, but then in turn it wasn't them who had gotten you out, so you got them out, but then as you turn around kind of thing, you get hit by another player. So in that person's mind, they think, oh yeah, no, I got you kind of thing, but you're sitting there, it's like, no, in the order of operations, I got you, you didn't get me, but another one of your teammates got me, so therefore still we're both out, but you don't get to claim that. You know what I mean? So there's that big problem that a lot of people
But
seem to
my
have, and
KD ratio.
Yeah, oh my god.
yeah,
Or everyone that's got like a little bit of martyrdom left from Black Ops 2, right? They're all like, "Hey, I can still just like like pop a shot off." Like, "Oh, I got two to the chest. Oh, my gun went up and bang bang. I don't know how that happened." I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Well,
okay.
some people play it like it's football, where if they still haven't touched the ground and their BBs are still coming at you, that they count or something like that. It's like, I didn't hit the ground yet, bro. Yeah, you shot me, I'm dead, but I'm not dead till I hit the ground.
The BBs are flying, man. The BBs are flying.
And it sounds silly, but I've seen it happen before, and I've heard that justification. So you you can just sit there and just be like, what?
Well, and I hate to branch off, but that brings in like a whole nother thing that we could talk about too with that, and that's like grenades.
Oh yeah.
Well, I feel like grenades are a
That's
whole
another
topic on their own,
rabbit
just
Yeah,
because
so
of the fact that
like
there's
just to
different kinds and everything like
exactly just
that.
to skim coat it though, right? Is like BB grenades, like especially the ones that we're familiar with, that Panther, the one that we allow, impact grenades,
Yeah.
like those ones are a whole nother thing when it comes to calling your hits. Like I myself, if I am in an enclosed space, or because I go to Milsom West and stuff like that, like I like to keep their rules in the back of my head. So if a grenade goes off within like somewhere within like 20 feet of me or something like that, I'm just gonna call it, because it's like, come on. Yeah. So I mean, in the end, guys, I mean that's just that's a whole nother rabbit hole that we won't even dive down right now, because like we could talk for a day about that, and about grenades and everything and such. So let's not. We will move on to our next thing. We're wrapping this up, guys. I know it's taken us a while. So, Poi, yeah, what do we got? Do we got anything to showcase today? Or?
Yes, actually, we do. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sure everybody has already. But did you guys see the
I think I know it.
airsoft spin bottle challenge that we had?
Oh yes, okay. What we did, yeah, no, that was pretty good.
That was
So
pretty good. Let me just showcase what happened here. We'll just showcase the very beginning, which is the best part, I would say. Let me just move this window over here if you guys want to see what I'm doing. Here is the link. I'm sure you're already seeing it already, but here we go. And let's just crank up the volume here. We'll just watch the first 40 seconds because your guys' reaction is the best on that. Okay, here we go.
so good.
All right, welcome to Panther, guys. Here we go. You guys ready?
Go.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Mason.
Oh man.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh my gosh. Just Mason dive bombing into that that log was the best part.
All I gotta
So
say is, Mac, how did you miss that? You missed a perfect opportunity to go up to him and execute him.
Yeah, it's because I was focused on the bigger target at hand. Okay, there were multiple targets running down the road. It was like, I didn't. Okay, to be all honest, I didn't even
So what you're saying is that you're a terrible hunting partner because you're not gonna go for the easy target. You're just gonna go and waste ammo.
look. You only shoot a prize buck if you see a prize buck. Okay, and I didn't see Mason jump behind the log. I was. If you guys noticed, I had to fight him for the gun. Okay, for
Yep.
some reason he thought the bottle pointing at me was pointing at him, and it was like, I wish I shot him. I wish I did, guys, but I didn't.
Anyways, guys, check out that video. Yeah, it's in our YouTube channel there. It's also in the Panther Facebook as well. Yeah, that's our showcase ourselves.
Yeah. We challenge you guys, the community, to do the same challenge.
Yep.
Obviously, following the
tag us,
same.
Tag us
Yeah,
on
following the
Facebook,
same.
tag us on Instagram, and then we'll showcase it from there.
Exactly.
And then, I mean-
Mind you, though, make sure to have your iPro on. We've
Yep.
seen a couple of the
Yeah.
videos out there where guys don't have their iPro, so remember safety first, and then have fun.
Always,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, and that leads into guys like for anyone that's watching, if you guys have content that you guys are creating and you guys want us to showcase it here, please just tag us in it on Facebook, on Instagram. If you aren't following us already, all three of us have our own personal Instagram accounts where you can reach out to us at any time, and we'd be more than willing to converse and help you bring you guys out to the community and stuff. So yeah, guys, anything you guys want to see, anything you guys are creating or anything like that, just make sure you let us know.
If you have any challenges as well for us to
Yeah,
do, let us
Oh,
know.
that's a good
Oh,
one too. That's a good
Boy,
one.
you're opening up a can of worms there for us.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Oh,
with
here we
that.
go.
Next week on the rabbit hole.
All right, I think that is it. We don't have any sort of questions that we need to answer or anything.
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Yeah, we'll do this again next week. We'll have a set of new topics. Anything else, guys, before we close it off?
Other than that, this coming weekend's Father's Day, guys.
Oh,
so
yes.
keep that in mind.
Bring your
if you're able
dads.
to, if you're able to bring your dads
Bring
out,
your
do
sons, yeah.
so. If not, make sure to tell that special father of yours, or if you're that father and you see a special son, you never know. People do it either way. Make sure to celebrate it with each other. Have fun. I believe we're gonna have some great weather this weekend, so
Oh, yeah.
that's another thing to look out for. Yeah,
And-
that's all I have.
All right.
Yeah, and then just reaching out to the community again, guys. Like, please like, share, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And don't be afraid to comment there. Please tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you want to see, what you want us to talk about. We are open for everything, and yeah, we just look forward to creating some more stuff for you guys.
All right. And that closes our podcast for this episode. All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode. This is Poi. we got Mac, and we got Tack. All right. Say goodbye, guys. See ya.
Have a great night, guys.